Last week you had an assignment to make control plus x equals cut, but your job was to make scissors out of shapes, kind of like a shapegram, just any scissors out of shapes like a shapegram. Today we're going to practice tracing, and the best way to practice tracing is to play with different tools. So we're going to trace parts of this house, but first we need to play with the tools. So we're going to go to the line tool. There's a little drop down arrow on the line tool, and let's click on Polyline. So here's how Polyline works, and it's a little tricky on the Chromebook. I click once, I move, I click again, I move, I click again. So it's trying to make shapes. Again, I'd move the mouse and click. When I come back to the starting point, it makes a shape. So now that shape is fillable with a color. The trick is, if you start doing things like this, you might mess up. So if you just double click, it ends the shape so you can start over. I would recommend after you make a shape, go back to the select tool. That way you know you're actually able to select things. So I'm going to delete these just because they were practice. So I'm going to do another polyline tool again. It's under the line, and there's the polyline tool. Again, let's try any random shape. Again, I click, and it's a shape. It's now fillable. I'm going to click on the select tool, select the shape, delete it. Another tool I'd like you to practice with is the curve tool. So click on curve. Again, same idea of clicking and moving, but notice as I'm moving, it's making more curvy shapes everywhere I click. It's making more curvy shapes where I click. That's the difference between the curve tool and the line tool. So I'm going to select it and backspace to remove it. So try to make a random curve, do something like this. Don't care how you do it. So we're just practicing. As long as you get back to the starting point, again, it fills in like a shape. Go back to select tool and delete it. So here's what I want you to practice. I'm zooming in on the house. This is, by the way, is Hearst Castle over in San Simeon. This is the balcony. I'm going to try to trace that balcony. I don't particularly like the curve tool. I prefer the polyline, but you choose whichever one you like best. So again, we're just kind of going around, and if you mess up, like I accidentally double clicked, I made a line there. Oops. I go back to select, I delete, I try it again. So again, I'm trying the polyline tool. Again, I click and move, and there we go. So that was just practice with the polyline tool. Again, remember you can change colors with it. I'm going to select it and delete it. So again, I just wanted you to practice. So here's your real assignment. I want you to trace the house. Polyline or curve, whichever tool you prefer. Now notice there are trees covering parts of the house up. Make sure you get both of these minarets up here at the top. Again, it's okay if it's not perfect. If you mess up, just like I did right there, I'm going to click the select tool, delete it, and start over again. So glad you didn't have to watch me. That actually took me 3 times to get it, but I finally got it. So your rest of your assignment is to select the original picture. So I went to select, I'm clicking on the original picture, and I'm deleting it. I'm going to select the one I just traced, give it a color. Do I care what color you pick? Nope, just give it a color, and then make it a transparent border. Move it kind of out of the way. Insert some sort of word art. So insert word art and call it Hearst Castle. Make sure the C and the H are capitalized. Feel free to recolor this if you want. Any colors, fonts, just make it look pretty. Do I care how you do it? Nope, totally up to you. That's it for this practice tracing assignment.